is now my pleasure to introduce to you the chair of the PVCC board, Dr. Suzanne Morse Moomaw.
On behalf of the Piedmont Virginia Community College Board, I want to welcome each of you to the 38th commencement exercises. While we as board members are always proud of the accomplishments of this college, this evening, this commencement is indeed a special time for all of us. We celebrate the success of the graduates, certainly, soon to be graduates, but we also celebrate all of you in the audience, family, and the community support that you receive in order to have accomplished this great evening tonight. So congratulations, class of 2011. We are all very proud of you and all you've accomplished this year and the years before. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, United States Congressman Robert Hurt of the 5th District of Virginia. Congressman Hurt is a member of the Financial Services Committee, which has jurisdiction over all aspects of the nation's financial and housing sectors. As well, he is Vice Chairman of the Subcommittee on Insurance, Housing, and Community Opportunity. And besides all that, he is a member of the Subcommittee on Capital Markets and Government-Sponsored Enterprises. He previously served in the Virginia House of Delegates and in the Senate of Virginia. A native Virginia, Congressman Hurt is a graduate of Hampton-Sydney College and the Mississippi College School of Law. He loves spending time with his family, his wife Kathy, their 3 sons, Charles, Clement, and John, and his good dog, Tuck, I understand. 2 of his favorite pastimes include fishing for smallmouth bass in the Rapidan River and walking on freshly plowed tobacco fields looking for Indian arrowheads with his children. It is a delight and a privilege to have Congressman Hurt with us tonight, and I want to welcome him to Charlottesville. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Moomaw. Kind introduction. President Friedman, College Board, members of the PVCC faculty and staff, Dr. Gong, PVCC parents and family, and above all, members of the Piedmont Virginia Community College class of 2011, good evening. I'd like to begin by thanking you for the invitation to address this distinguished congregation and to share with you in this exciting moment in your lives. It's an honor for me to stand before you, and I congratulate each of you who are about to receive your diploma today. This milestone in your life represents not only your hard work and your perseverance, but your overwhelming love and support of your families who have made it possible for you to be here, and the dedicated support of the PVCC faculty and staff who have guided you to this day. I've always had the greatest admiration for this school and the people that make PVCC the beacon of excellence that it is. As many of you may know, acting on the leadership of Governor Mills Godwin, the General Assembly created the Virginia Community College system in 1966. Since that time, this network of affordable open admission two-year colleges has brought higher education within the reach of thousands and thousands of Virginians who previously would never have been able to attain higher education. Now, thanks to PVCC, thousands of students here in Central Virginia have been prepared to compete in our ever-changing economy. PVCC will award nearly 550 associate degrees and certificates to 480 students this academic year, with some of those students receiving more than one credential. I believe that today is a special family affair that Dr. Friedman did not mention for 2 folks that you all might have read about in the Daily Progress, the Sarnoskis. Are Janet and Chris here? Could they raise their hand if they're here? I love the story about mother and son who will get their degrees tonight. Congratulations to you all for being here. Now, before we turn our attention to the primary reason that we're here, allow me to say a couple of things about this school. First, in keeping with the ideals embodied by the fellow that lived up at Monticello, Mr. Jefferson, PVCC hosted, along with others, one of the 5 congressional debates we had during last year's election. This debate helped set, I believe, the expectation of the people for vigorous but respectful dialogue on the important issues of the campaign. And I'm grateful for the critical role that PVCC played in that election, educating the voters. And I promised that I would have said that even if the election had turned out differently. And of course, PVCC has contributed greatly to this community over the years. Its commitment to and advocacy for workforce training serves the Charlottesville area and the Commonwealth well by teaching critical and necessary skills for those seeking to be successful in our diversified economy. One example of this PVCC partnership is with the intelligence community. You all know that the Defense Intelligence Agency, the National Ground Intelligence Center that are here. I know that PVCC has been working very diligently in partnering with them to help serve those in our intelligence community who make our nation safe. Of course, the intelligence community across the country and here in Virginia played a vital role in the recent victory, the death of Osama bin Laden. We're grateful to those who serve in that community, including those here in Charlottesville, as well as our brave men and women in uniform who brought him to justice. So now let's turn to the matter at hand, the commencement of this graduating class of 2011. As I prepared my address to you on this occasion, I could not help but think of the profound blessings that have been bestowed upon each of us as Virginians and as Americans. Because of the labor and sacrifice of those who have gone before us and those who continue to defend us today, we're able to live in a place of unparalleled freedom and opportunity. And at a time of celebration such as this, it seems to me that we should always begin by giving thanks to those who've made it possible that we can celebrate a day such as this. Of course, I first turn to the parents and families of those graduating today, and to the faculty and staff of PVCC. However, I believe it is also fitting that we take a moment to remember the thousands of brave American soldiers, many of whom are the very same age as many of the members of this graduating class, many of whom are veterans. Those soldiers who are making the greatest sacrifice in the cause of freedom, many of whom are serving in the field of battle so that we may live in peace. My thoughts immediately go to one hero from nearby Greene County who understood sacrifice as well as any person here, and better than most. Earlier this year, a 21-year-old Air Force airman was shot and killed in a terrorist attack on a U.S. military bus in Frankfurt, Germany. Zach Cuddeback died selflessly defending this country. Let us stop for a moment and consider the sense of duty and courage possessed by this young man. Let us stop for a moment and consider the measure, the fullest measure of life that Zach Cuddeback gave for our sake, so that we may pursue our educational goals, so we may pursue our dreams, and so that we may enjoy the bounty of American peace and prosperity. And as important as the sacrifices of today are, it is just as important, I believe, to remember the sacrifices of the past. In 2 weeks, we will observe Memorial Day, which marks one of the most sacred times for us as Americans. We will honor those who have served and those who have fallen in defense of our cherished liberty. I suspect that there are in the audience this evening a number of veterans, including in the graduating class, or family members of veterans. I would ask if you might, following the good example of Dr. Friedman, I would ask that if you are a veteran, or that if you are a family member of a veteran, if you would stand for a moment and let us pay you honor. Thank you. It is a great honor to have so many true heroes of our time with us tonight. Just as this commencement ceremony offers an opportunity to give thanks to those who have made our being here possible, I think this also offers an opportunity to reflect on the proud history here in the Charlottesville area, in the 5th District and across the Commonwealth. It's a great honor to represent the 5th District in the United States Congress. As I go about the work of the people I represent in our nation's capital, I'm regularly reminded of this history, whether it is in the rotunda of the Capitol, where the statues of George Washington and Thomas Jefferson proudly stand, and the paintings of Jamestown and Yorktown line the wall, or at the National Archives in Washington, where I recently visited with my son Charles and saw our country's original founding documents, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the original Bill of Rights. All around our nation's capital are daily reminders of the great history of our state, as well as the legacy of our founding fathers. Our part of Virginia has always been home to patriots: James Madison, James Monroe, Patrick Henry. And what a great legacy here in Charlottesville is Monticello, the home to one of our greatest founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson. As the author of the Declaration of Independence, the author of the Statute for Religious Freedom, Governor of Virginia, and the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson espoused and defended the principles of freedom and liberty that still define and strengthen our nation to this day. In the end, however, what makes us truly appreciate this place in Virginia's 5th District is its people and the pace. It seems like the people in this part of the world are a little nicer and a little easier. It seems like the lifestyle here is preferable to the lifestyle found in other areas of the country and maybe even in this state, where everything seems to be a constant grind. When life is a constant struggle to get ahead of the next guy, I think one quickly forgets that the happy and fulfilling life is about how you live your life every day, and not about how you live your life once you have run yourself to death chasing the end of the rainbow. I believe that these are the reasons why we love the 5th District and love this part of Virginia, and why we will always endure the hard times and work to ensure a bright future for the generations that follow. It is no secret that we're currently facing very challenging times, fiscally, economically, and militarily. And that is so important. And that is so important for each of you who are graduating tonight to consider. How will you use your time and your talents, your education and your experience to help solve these challenges? I believe that is your important responsibility. Consider, we have a national debt in the amount of $14 trillion, which translates to more than $45,000 for every man, woman, and child here across this country. We have a $1.6 trillion deficit in Washington, D.C. And we are borrowing 40 cents on every dollar that we spend. Our national unemployment rate continues to hover around 9% and remains in double digits in many areas of the 5th District. But in the face of these challenges, our proudest legacy is resilience, determination, and strength of the American people that make up this great country. I look back at the challenges our nation has faced over the past 234 years, challenges even greater than the ones that we face today, that we have overcome them, and it provides me with great hope and optimism for the future. I look at the innovators, the risk-takers, like the Wright brothers, who embodied that American spirit, and in 1903 saw their vision and hard work come to fruition when their invention, the airplane, first took flight. And much like those Americans before us, I am confident that with your help, this generation and the next will come out of these challenges that we face today a stronger, freer, and more united nation. You play an important role in our country's success, as the decisions you make today and in the future will help chart our collective course. And as we look to the future on this important day, acknowledging your outstanding academic achievements that will serve as the foundation for success, it is now your responsibility to take what you have learned and put it to good use. Like those who have gone before you, take this charge seriously and commit yourself to excellence and to helping your fellow man. Because, like you, those who will follow in your footsteps depend on you. In conclusion, let me say that you and your family should be very proud of your accomplishments here at PVCC, and I am proud in knowing that the Piedmont Virginia Community College class of 2011 will surely be good stewards of all we as Virginians and Americans have been given. And as you leave here today, remember why you love this place called home, and always seek to be a proud ambassador for Virginia and our nation wherever you go. And remember that none of us got here without the support and sacrifice and the love of our families, our teachers, and countless others who have gone before us. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. I wish each of you God's richest blessings. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.